Estes gentlemen, Dean, Alejandro, and
Alexa.
And here we are for our fourth video of Dibs.
Dean's incredible birthday surprises.
So,
Here you go.
alright, my favorite part.
I know.
There's nothing in here.
It's empty.
It's empty.
Like your stomach.
Yeah?
Let's go get some food.
Alright. It's on the table.
Alright, baby. You ate. Feeling better? He's always better after he eats. Alright, so our question this week.
So our question this week is going to be, how do you deal with my dysphoria or my dysphoria episodes?
Like how to make you feel better, how to help you work through it. Well, first of all, it's important to know that your partner can't control when it happens, what causes it, how long it lasts, how they get over it, if they get over it. It's
if you even know it's happening. First of all, I guess it's important to say that in order for your partner to help you out with your dysphoria, if you have dysphoria, because not everyone experiences it, you have to communicate that to your partner. Your partner is not going to know that you have the episodes unless they figure it out on their own after having certain episodes over and over.
Because for me, kind of how I can tell is if he's feeling more closed off, less confident.
Because I don't think I don't tell you.
Quieter.
I don't
You
tell.
really
I
tell
don't.
me,
I don't
but
really.
I mean, I can tell
her. Yeah.
because you're not as outgoing and happy and present. You're more like withdrawn and focusing on little details, or
like in my head,
or like
feeling
something that is like a small issue will blow up to a big issue because we didn't know what was causing the uncomfortability behind it. But so just some things to do if your guy or your partner is feeling down or feeling not so confident about themselves. First of all, figure out what words make them feel better. There are a ton of masculine adjectives and descriptive words, like making sure he knows he's handsome or looks manly, or mention the facial hair, any kind of those more what people would consider masculine features, or things that help you pass, or things that present as male. Just kind of bring them up and mention them and make sure he hasn't forgotten that, you know, he does pass. He is a guy. He might feel like he has certain parts of him that are holding him back from feeling like who he truly is. So just remind him that, you know, oh, I can see like the fuzz that's coming in on your face, or your voice is sounding a lot deeper, or that shirt that you're wearing, or I like that outfit that you have. It makes you look really masculine. It makes your body look like a super like toned, or like a guy.
If that's what
body.
they're,
if that's what they want, find out what makes them feel good.
This is all dependent too, based on
you,
the person. So of course, if the person is wanting to take hormones, if they're into that, if they're wanting to medically transition, it totally depends, but it varies per person. Even between trans and non-binary, which we can't really speak of because I identify as a pretty binary trans man, it's completely different, you know? So you have to really talk to your partner about that. So let's just throw a little loop with that. So how do you think prior to medically transitioning and after medically transitioning as the dysphoria episodes, do you deal with them the same? Because I feel like a lot of people are interested in prior to having surgery, you know, you experience a lot of dysphoria, right? We all know this. And then for some reason, people think that once you have surgery, it's gone. They think that, you know, that's it. And that's not it. Did you notice a difference between dysphoria episodes prior to prior to top surgery and after, or?
I more so just kind of changed what I was focusing on. Like before your top surgery, I would make sure that whatever you were wearing, I would point out how flat your chest looks, or how good the shirt looks on you, or how it makes your shoulders look broader and it gets rid of whatever waist that you had. Or before you started tea and you only had a little bit of facial hair, I would mention like, oh, look, your mustache is coming in, or I would like touch his face and be like, I can finally feel like the fuzziness, or after you would shave, it would be rough instead of being smooth. So, and now that you been through the transition and you've been almost a year on hormones, some of those things that I used to point out or appreciate and make you aware of have changed because you've had top surgery. You know, it's less about making sure you look good in a binder. I guess it always changes, and it
does. I feel like that's the transition process for me and whoever is going through it, and then also for the partner, it's ever changing. You know, so it's really interesting, but it goes back to
have that conversation.
Yeah.
Ask your person, when you're not feeling good, what makes you feel better? What words do you want to hear that you're maybe in your head beating yourself up and saying, oh, I don't feel like that, I don't look like that, because you know that negative voice
and that's
in your
really
head.
hard because
what
like
do you mean?
For me specifically, I didn't do that. I didn't have, because for such a long time I didn't realize that the dysphoria that I had was dysphoria. I didn't know that. That's what took so long for me coming out. That's what took so, like, for me, I didn't necessarily say, hey, this is what you need to do to help me get over these episodes. She kind of was the light throughout it because she had more experience with other trans, non-binary people, you know, the community in that aspect, where I was kind of sheltered on the opposite spectrum. So when I was first coming out and really realizing if this was the right thing, you know, because we always second guess ourselves and want to think like maybe it's just a phase or whatever. She did the great thing of figuring it out on her own, and she kind of tested the waters on her own. I feel like you saw I was really uncomfortable and I didn't know how to deal with it, and I was so closed off in my own head and in my own mind.
So if you haven't had that conversation, it's okay to ask. It's okay to say, when you're not feeling good, what helps you? What words or what actions? Is it touching their face or rubbing their chest? Or
some people won't like that.
I know. People don't like being touched.
Yeah, before I had surgery and stuff, I didn't. There was other, and you don't know, and we don't know, so it's important to just have the conversations and figure it out, because
okay
everything
if your
changes.
guy doesn't know too, or your person doesn't know what makes them feel better.
And just know that asking them questions, they might feel like, I feel like if people asked me questions and I didn't really know what to say, and it kind of put pressure on me, and I feel like you should know. So it's okay to not know, and it's okay. Just be kind to yourself, and remember that this is a learning process. No one has gone through it. You don't have to have it all figured out. You're basically starting your life completely over. Even though, you know a little bit here and there, you're starting, from the bottom. And that's okay. You just have to be open about it and understand it and
communicate. And
communicate.
If something your partner does to reassure you doesn't work, tell them, so that way they don't do it again. The partner doesn't want to make you feel worse. Of course, their only goal is to make you feel better, make you feel more confident. And maybe the word handsome works for you, or maybe you prefer a different word. It's just going to be a lot of trial and error figuring it out.
And maybe if you're in a relationship, I've heard not all, this is completely, different, but not all relationships, stick through it. So if you're feeling uncomfortable, remember to be true to yourself. If the person is kind of making you feel like you transitioning isn't in your best interest, even though you know it's yourself, maybe that partner isn't the right partner for you. It takes a lot of willpower. It takes a lot of, effort, to really, the transition is for both people. So you have to really be aware and really understand that it's a process and it's fine.
And communicate, and if you guys work together, you'll figure out what'll make them feel better when they're not feeling good.
Because you won't know until a year passes, and then you're like, oh, that makes sense why I did that. Oh, that makes sense why I did that. Even now, on dysphoric days versus not, I can only barely tell, but because of the hormonal changes happen so frequently, I don't really know until time has passed, and then I'm like, oh shit, that's why. Even after surgery and everything else, sometimes I'll feel more dysphoric, and it's just going through it. You literally have to try different things, communicate differently, and test the waters.
And you'll figure out what makes them feel better. All the fuzzies. We just trimmed it. It looks so good. All right, so we will be here again another week. Some more presents.
All right, so make sure if you like this video, you give it a thumbs up. And if you want to comment a question, make sure that you do it below, because we have 2 more videos that we are going to be doing, taking your questions.
Countdown to your birthday surprises.
This is me shimmy. Shimmy, 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 shimmy. All right.
All right.
See ya.